Hey, everybody. Something I wanted to talk about um, that's been interesting to me. Um, I don't paint as much these days, but I used to paint a lot, kind of abstract. And I kind of was the kind of person that, like, sometimes it looks like some 5-year-old did a painting, and then sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I see something profound in what I've done, and I have a painting that I'm gonna show you. I always do my stuff on, well, sometimes now I do canvas, but previously I used to do everything on, like paint paper, like in those notebooks. See, I'm so bad at it, I don't know terminology very well. Anyways, so I had a lady who came over to my house to help with redecorating and fixing things around the house while I was pregnant with my daughter, which was about 6 years ago. And I did this painting, and she ended up putting it. She thought it was really cool, and she ended up getting it done for me. Of course, I had to pay for it, but they put it on wood, and it's really cool. Now, it probably doesn't look that great on camera, but the reason this is profound to me, well, I'll tell you. Lately, I've been very, very, very heavy with fatigue and feeling like my body hates me. And I never realized this when I made this. Um, this makes me think of mast cell activation. This makes me think of the something in our bodies that wants to attack us, even though it shouldn't. This makes me think of, well, those times for many years when I asked the question, why does my body hate me? Why do I have so many things wrong with me? Um, Anyways, forever. So I'm gonna show it for a couple more seconds. You know, I don't know, man. Speak of like when you're young and like they thought you're too sensitive. That's what they would tell me, or you have anxiety, or blah 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 blah. Anyway, I'm gonna put it down now. Um, I don't know. Definitely internal battle inside my body. I started this TikTok to talk about what I found out about me having ADHD. After, many years later of my first child being diagnosed not only with autism but ADHD. And I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's just more for women. I don't know. I haven't heard of men with mast cell activation syndrome or histamine or whatever in their body. Maybe it happens to men too. But we're talking about going from sensitive kid with allergies. These are the simplest terms they used when I was a kid. Maybe had learning difficulties, uh, daydreamer, um, you know, and maybe some more things. But like it's interesting, like you hit puberty and then like you got what looks like anxiety and me like trying to learn how to drive, and it was always so intense. I mean, never talked about sensory disorders or issues with senses, but I always said to doctors, my senses are heightened. Everything, like, I don't know if it's a sense issue. They would look at me like, mm. And I would constantly talk to them about my fatigue, which for many years was mostly centered around my period coming. And I'd have moments where I felt really tired and stuff. And throughout that, there was also something that I really haven't talked that much about on here. My mother had hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, and for years she would have me and my sibling uh do the echoes, do the EKGs and stuff, and nothing showed up. And then there was a time way after my mom passed that, like, I got like medicine started for what they thought was general anxiety and depression. I to this day think that there's more going on in that. I think I just have dysautonomia most likely because my nervous system is always, ugh. And I always thought it was environmental, but my daughter's just proving to me that it can be genetic too. And anyway, so with the hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, what I have is called hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy. And I've been on Google like crazy. And for some reason, there's a high link of people who have it who also have mood disorders. And I just find that fascinating. It's like this constant, I'm going to say it wrong, comorbidity. Anyways, so there seems to be always something attached to something. ADHD can sometimes be attached to autism or connective tissue issues because I'm hypermobile. We have not figured out if it's EDS or if I'm just on the spectrum. I just found out something about something called myofunctional therapy. Because apparently they say you take your clean fingers, you go like this, and see where you can move your tongue. So you go, I can't move it very much. There's a lot of pull. So there's like this, and then like if you have issues with like getting your toothbrush into here, that could be also a tongue tie. And I'm like, well, I have TMJ. And I remember a million years ago as a teenager in the 90s, my orthodontist made me wear something called an appliance. And whoa, talk about feeling insecure already, right? I would wear it at night and it would always fall out of my mouth. Luckily, I don't think I had to wear it during the day. But like, you know, I had dental stuff I had to deal with. So like these are all signs connected to, I don't know, is it neurodivergency only? Is it connected to mast cells as well? Is there just some sort of like huge pie I'm baking with all this? People have talked about the RCXX theory. And I've actually emailed the lady who, the doctor who came up with this theory. Dr. Sharon, I'm sorry, I don't remember your last name. But anyways, she sent me this email back with like this really intense writing in there that like I'm like, okay, I want to read it, but maybe not now. And she said that she doesn't see a link between that and hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, which that's what Google said. But I'm just wondering about people who like have domino shit on top. My son, who's only 10, autistic, ADHD, Shocks deficiency, which means it's about having short stature because he got bumped for this genetic test. Raynaud's. That's 4 things already. This is, you know, his feet kind of turn purple. And of course, he doesn't have great eating habits. And of course, he has stomach issues. So who knows if he has mast cells? Who knows if he has tongue tie? Because every time I try to help him brush his teeth, the front lips just, I can't have a hard time getting back here. So people who are on this neurodivergency, I don't know, maybe some of them don't have the multiple stuff, but in our family we do, and it's beyond just being neurodivergent. We need a new name for this. It's like hit over the head people, like just people who like consistently always have something wrong. And so that's why this is what it feels like on the inside half the time. And then you combat that with the children who feel like that on the inside, and they wonder why I have high stress. And I always tell my husband, like, is it the fact that I have so many things affecting me that's making me stressed out and freaked out, or if the stress making me have the conditions? Chicken or egg, man, chicken or egg. But I have to think of it sort of like as if we're a vehicle, like how we're built. And so the engine and the inside and all the stuff that's supposed to work isn't working typically. And it's causing misfires and other things. I mean, I definitely feel like we're on another frequency. I'm just trying to figure out how many possible illnesses and chronic things I have to worry about, man.